Let's bring in ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more now. So, Mick, NATO's saying it has yet to see a real de-escalation. Ukraine's foreign minister saying officials will believe it when they see it. So how long do you think this could take?
Well, Kara, the old saying at the time of the Soviet Union was trust but verify. I think now it's more don't trust at all unless you can verify it. And quite frankly, the troop movements that they're talking about are easy to reverse. So these troops are stationed relatively close to the border and they can return. By the contrary, we're seeing a lot of logistical troops move forward, which will be needed for a sustained occupation. So I think we're seeing counter evidence to their claim. We should all hope that there is a de-escalation and there isn't a full invasion, but I do not think the White House, the Pentagon, or the CIA will believe it unless they see it with their own information.
Sure, just because, history tells the story clearly. And Putin's still insisting that his demands be met. However, he did say there were things to discuss, including the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty that former President Trump actually withdrew from, and then other military confidence building measures. So how significant do you think that is? And do you believe what he's saying?
So I do think it's significant in the sense that he wants to continue this dialogue and diplomatic discussions. If that leads to a solution that doesn't involve the invasion and occupation of a sovereign country, that's a good thing. Also, if these negotiations continue and just last until spring, it just becomes more and more difficult to launch a full-scale invasion with heavy main tanks and towed artillery and rocket-propelled artillery and mechanized infantry. They just don't have the conditions necessary with muddy ground that they do now with hard frozen ground. So it is good either way if these negotiations continue.
Okay. And Russia's parliament voting to officially recognize the Russian-controlled separatist regions in eastern Ukraine. We have a correspondent there covering that part of things. But Putin believes that Russia should continue to work on resolving the Ukraine crisis through the Minsk agreement. So what do you make of this? And explain it to those that may not be up on foreign policy.
So the Minsk agreement required certain steps to be taken by all parties to this dispute, if you will. It is fair to say that Ukraine hasn't met all of its obligations, but Russia hasn't either. So I don't think it's a bad idea that we're talking about the Minsk agreement. We could go back to, we could actually start, I would say, by implementing the full requirements under that, which talks about troop activities and buildup and all the things that both Russia is concerned about and, of course, Ukraine and NATO is concerned about. So it would be a good thing if we do actually implement that. But to date, neither side is essentially doing that, especially Russia. So if they would agree to do it and actually carry it out, that would be a very positive thing.
All right, let's talk about the U.S. role for a moment here. ABC News did confirm that a White House team has been carrying out exercises, preparing for a potential invasion, even crafting a playbook for the first 2 weeks of action. What would that look like, Mick?
So, Kira, that's done often. So anytime there's a significant event or a need to have every agency and department in the U.S. government literally on the same sheet of music, they do what's called a playbook. So they go through the scenarios, the most likely scenarios as laid out by the intelligence service, and they get to certain decision points, but based on the actions of your adversary, in this case, Russia, what are our options? And then where do we think we'll go? What do we think we'll decide? So they can play these out so they're not having to decide and look at all the factors that go into that during the crisis. So I think it's a good move by the White House. It's to be expected, but it's something we should do, and it will prepare us better in the event that this actual invasion kicks off in the near term, and we have to react quickly.
All right, Mick Mulroy, thank you so much. We'll keep talking. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.